Having emotions work with thinking. To be able to laugh for a second, to be able to remember, oh, to have a memory, the time, sunset, enjoy the beauty for 10 seconds. Or so. And then return to the thinking and the discussion and the explanation for emotions and superheroes, and what I was trying to relate those two to the coronavirus and the bat involved in the actual outbreak in Wuhan, China. And controversially and debatable, but relevant. Eating foods like shark fins to get some sort of benefit with the brain and the body. Eating a bat maybe to feel strong and get to be like Batman. Putting spiders in some sort of pudding to have spider-like reflexes. These are very similar to looking at a picture on a wall, but culturally sensitive for certain parts of the world who still believe in certain practices, rituals, and habits. In Tibet, we would eat sheep fat. We would eat momos. And the sheep fat was very physiological. You could feel it. But the momos were more social, more relaxing, more exciting. Making them, preparing them, and then sharing them with your friends. But these three examples with eating a bat or eating bugs maybe. There used to be a show called Fear Factor, and they'd eat testicles from animals. And there's some traditions in some parts of the world where they eat these kinds of parts of animals to get their strength. I've heard gallbladder, I've heard different parts of animals. Eyes. And these are all options and choices to make. A lot like making this video now rather than watching the sunset in the west, with the dark slowly beginning now. Mostly the brain has a hard time feeling itself. The brain who wanted to feel. Mostly wants to know. Wants to solve, wants to feed the body. Wants to be the mind and get concentrated. Coffee, working with the body to drink a liquid. and has the ability to recognize, to be confused, to be happy, to be mad, to be angry, to be fearful, to have emotions. So then a good stopping point would be, well, why would the brain want to have emotions if it can't feel? And the emotions aren't predetermined as a recognition for identifiable sensation. Oh, I had an emotion there. I must be in the left part of my brain where I'm thinking smart. Okay, I need to go over and start being creative. These are the traditional kinds of thinking in mental health and psychology, that humans can just go from place to place, keep those emotions nice and smooth and calm, and all will be perfect and well. But the Jedi in Star Wars who waves hands and makes objects move, and the superhero on the picture that makes a person feel strong, aren't a brain doing mathematics to try and solve climate change with geoengineering. Aren't the neurons trying to sort out a cure for cancer? They're ideas, pictures, sounds, thoughts from someone else to someone else. The artist to me and everyone else to see what they've made and to feel what they felt when they were creating their idea. For a warrior, for a supernatural genius, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Emotions can be spontaneous. The warm, fuzzy feeling from seeing the flag blowing in the wind. The deep blue color from the sunset. Fear from the siren and the woman who's been walking around for days outside saying unrecognizable words. Confusion with the siren. and are either interpreted and are possibly interpreted with the brain, the social part, the prefrontal, maybe even the deeper parts with psychology and psychiatry. And others like the eyes and the visual processing in the brain with the flag moving, and the sirens with the ears hearing sound. And could be felt for some people. But am I sick and not thinking correctly because I don't feel those? I recognize them as my brain. The emotion has more benefit with recognizing the brain to know when the body needs to work with the brain, when the mind needs to help the brain and the body, maybe when there's hunger from not eating all day and just doing work. And then also just flat out being able to know like, oh, it's getting in the night, it's time I can stop doing school stuff and work stuff and meditate, eat my dinner. And not have to keep feeling and identifying and knowing the emotion in the brain, the blood flow in the brain, the location, the sector, the amygdala, the limbic system. And let the brain and the mind relax and calm so that the body can feel its breath, so the brain can feel the body and having a breath, so the mind can know the brain and the body are working properly, so the mind can be put to silence for the evening and to get a good night's sleep. And let the brain get the nutrients from the dinner I made with my hands on my body. So the brain who didn't feel, who couldn't feel, stopped worrying. Stopped freaking out, stops freaking out, and enjoys. The end.